In this lesson, you'll learn the next stage of the planning process, which is the brainstorm. The planning phase is a lot easier once you realise that the result you're after has already been achieved. There are millions of websites with a massive variety of design, functionality and content. It's pretty unlikely that you'd be watching this if you're on the bleeding edge of technology that demands a completely new approach to web design. So, all you have to do is browse the web, note sites that look and function the way you desire, and then build your site accordingly. Now, I'm not talking about stealing a design or plagiarising copy. Just note everything you like and dislike, as this will help you produce the ideal blueprint. For example, note designs you like, any interactive features such as the way a navigation works, the amount of text used to describe a product, the checkout process on an e-commerce site, and so on. This is the brainstorm phase, where you list all the possible elements that could appear on your website. Now, if you haven't done a brainstorm session before, note that the purpose of this exercise is to list everything, no matter how crazy it may sound at first. If you're a one-man band, then it's all down to you. But organisations with a team should schedule a time to do this as a group, by inviting all key players to participate. Ideally, get everyone in front of a computer and get inspired by looking at other sites. Start by looking at competitors' sites. Even if you're not going to use an off-the-shelf template, have a look at some, as the sample content they display can give you ideas of the types of elements that can be included. Remember, nothing is wrong. Write down everything that enters your head, as even the craziest of ideas can lead to something inspiring. The result you're looking for is a list of website elements, in no particular order. No detail is required yet. Returning to the fictitious computer store that I introduced in the previous lesson, let's say that the staff got together to brainstorm a list of potential elements for their website and came up with the following: Home, Products, What's New, Specials, Blog, Services, Newsletter, About, Online Shop, Contact, Trading Hours, Staff, FAQs, Introductory Text, Map, Live Chat, Webinar, Social Icons, Logo, Downloadable Brochures, and Phone Number. Remember that these are elements that appear on a page, not necessarily individual pages. Your list might be much longer or shorter, but the next step in all cases is to decide which elements make the final cut. It might also be practical to divide the project into stages and launch the website with the essentials. You can then add extra features later. So in this example, the group decided that there are two brainstorm ideas that don't make the cut, so they get removed from the list. That's the live chat and the webinar. Almost everything else is to be included, but the e-commerce option is going to take a while to develop and will be added in the future. This means the project is divided into two stages, as follows. So, for the first stage of the website, there are 19 elements. That doesn't mean 19 pages. Many of these elements will be replicated as secondary content throughout the site. The process of deciding on the pages and site structure comes next. Although it is ideal to complete each of these steps in full before moving on, at this stage nothing is set in stone. As you start creating what's called the sitemap in the next stage, new ideas may come to mind, so you can continue to add to this list. However, once the planning stage is complete, you don't want to make any changes. If a new idea arises after the development has begun, it is best, wherever practical, to schedule this to a future project. The whole purpose of including these planning lessons was to help you avoid what's called scope creep. Google that if you want more information. That completes this lesson on the brainstorm stage. Your exercise is to grab a paper and pen and start brainstorming. Begin by gathering your own ideas and then move to researching other websites.